Why does nobody talk about this place? I'm currently in Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, a country that sits quietly on the edge of Europe. Got no plan today, just the camera, a little bit of curiosity, and a full day ahead to see what the city has to offer. So let's find out. Some say it's one of the most underrated capital cities in Europe, so I want to find out if that's true. So we've just made it to Freedom Square, the heart of Tbilisi. You know you're in the town centre when behind you there's a Courtyard Marriott and there's all these tour guides offering different tours of the city and a little bit further out. Now, it's one big roundabout, as you can see. Now you've got two buildings that flank it. This one there, which I believe is the old City Hall, and is used by the local government. And you've got a quite historic building opposite, which now houses a Wendy's at the bottom and what looks to be a spa. And in the middle there, you've got that big pillar with the gold statue on top. And that statue is of St. George, the patron saint of Georgia. And also, as you may have guessed, England as well, hence the similar flags. He's supposed to be slain a dragon. So it's classic freedom and victory kind of stuff, which is probably why they named it Freedom Square. So we're just walking through the Sololaki neighbourhood here in Tbilisi. It's a little bit older. It's one of the more older neighbourhoods from what it seems. It's got a bit more rustic charm to it. As you can see by some of the buildings there, got that little crumbling effect, giving it that quaint, rustic charm of Tbilisi. And it's quite peaceful walking around here. It's a little quieter. I think this is where you're probably going to find the majority of your cafes and restaurants serving up some Georgian food, as well as some tours. I see there's a lot of wine tours. Seems to be a lot of wine tours here in Georgia. Georgia obviously famous for its wine. So I think we're pretty much in the heart of the old town now. We're on a little street that's cobbled. To the left and the right are all restaurants selling traditional Georgian fare. And this road, I think itself, leads back on to Freedom Square. So you've done a big sort of a loop around the old town of Georgia. One thing I've noticed though is there is a bit more of a European charm to it than I was expecting. Didn't really know what to expect. That was part of the reason to come. The European Union flag just up there as well. But I'm surprised at how European it seems. I was expecting more of a maybe Central Asian sort of vibe to the place, but it doesn't seem to be the case. It's been pleasantly surprising so far, and very cheap as well. We're on Freedom Square and I'm hungry. I want to try some traditional Georgian food. I found this place just here, the Khinkali factory. Now it's open 24/7 and it's located right on Freedom Square, so it's probably going to be a little bit overpriced and touristy. I'm hungry, so let's find out what we can get. Hello, can I sit anywhere? Is that okay? Can I sit anywhere? Yeah, anywhere. Thank you very much. It's posher than I imagined it to be. We'll sit at this decor. Got a library setting. We'll sit here. We'll sit down here, shall we? We've got a little QR code there, just for the menu. Let's see what's on the menu. So we've got the menu here. We've got the Georgian classics, which is the khachapuri, I believe. some more sort of stews there. So considering it's the Khinkali factory, I think it's only right that we try the Khinkalis themselves. Here they are. So you can create your Khinkali here, minimum 5 pieces. So basically you create your Khinkali, you create your own dumplings, you pick your fill up, then you select your dough, and then you would say how you'd like it to be done. And there's a set menu there, I believe. So we might ask what the most traditional way of eating the Khinkalis is. I think they're going to say the kalakuri, which is the beef and pork. So let's see. Can I order please, mate? Some food. Thank you, brother. Can I go for the dumplings, the Khinkalis?
Yeah.
Which ones would you recommend?
I recommend kalakuri.
The kalakuri, the classic Georgian.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go with that one then, please. Just one. And can I take a Coke Zero as well, please?
How much kalakuri?
Just one can. Just
5 pieces.
Oh, the kalakuri. I thought you meant the Coca-Cola. The kalakuri, yeah, 5 pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
1 cola.
And 1 cola. Does it come? What is the normal way, traditional way that it
Traditional
comes?
is white tough and boiled.
White dough and boiled. Traditional.
Yeah,
Perfect.
traditional.
Thank you, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you. We've gone with the traditional Georgian dumplings, kalakuri, 5 pieces, which are beef and pork. And he said the traditional way to eat them is boiled with white dough. Not sure how long these Georgian dumplings take to make. But I've been waiting for about 20 minutes now. They're still not here. The restaurant's empty as well. There's about 2 tables with people on it, and that's it.
Five or 7 minutes.
5 minutes, okay. Thank you. Been waiting that long now. I've completely forgotten the name of the dumplings. Just got the nod of acknowledgement. Just got the nod of acknowledgement from the waiter. As if to say, I know you've been waiting a while. It's been about half hour. Right, we are finally in business. No wonder it's open 24/7. It takes 24 fucking hours for it to come. Right, here they are. I'm not sure how you eat them. I've been told you pick them up with your fingers. Look at these. Georgian dumplings. There's no way you can pick those up with your hands. Not a chance. So I'm gonna have to go with a knife and fork. Very hearty. I think these are the beef and pork ones. They taste traditional. The meat inside, it's quite herby. It's got a bit of a kick to it. So, that's our first experience with Georgian foods here in Freedom Square. We went with the Khinkali dumplings. Can't remember already. Kurakuri was it? I think the kurakuri ones, beef and pork. It was basically a soft, doughy dumpling with a hearty broth and a herby, spicy meat filling. I think I prefer the Polish pierogies. However, they were okay. I'd give them a 5 out of 10 as we move on with our day here in the Georgian capital. One thing I've noticed about Tbilisi is there's a lot of graffiti around the city. As we pass even more here, I suppose it gives it a bit of a gritty edge. And from reading all the graffiti, or at least a lot of it, they don't like Russia, especially Putin, as you can tell just there, they very much do not like Russia. Prices for things have been very reasonable. The currency here is the Georgian lari. The Georgian lari. The meal I've just had, I had 5 traditional Georgian dumplings and a drink. Came to just 17 gel, which is £4.98. And when you consider the location of where I ate, right in the heart of Georgia in Freedom Square, which is probably quite a tourist trappy restaurant, I think that's quite good value for money. So I think I've just seen the most brutalist statue that I've seen, the most Soviet looking statue. I have no idea who it is, but it's the moodiest looking thing I think I've seen since I've been here. Look at this brute. Who is that guy? The plaque is in Georgian, so I don't know who it is. But imagine that, having a statue just chilling, one hand in the pocket. Absolute brute of a statue. If anyone would like to tell me, please do. Moodiest looking statue I've seen, right here in one of Georgia's local parks. I feel like it's very good value for money. You can get a metro card. You buy the metro card for 2 gel, 2 Georgian lari, which is about 60p, and then every ride from there costs 1 lari. So you top up the card, so 1 lari is about 30p, and you can bounce across the metro in the capital for as long as your heart's content. Got a guy just throwing a cat away there. I'm not sure if that's his cat or just a local cat that everyone pets, but I don't know if he was happy with the cat or not happy with the cat, who knows. We're getting into some sort of more rural Georgian vibes here. Outside this little greengrocer's, car's just missing its bonnet. The chill chair is a car seat. Gamajuba! And here is a gent with an engine. What is this you're doing here? Which is it? I don't understand. Oh, you sharpen knives. Wow.
Yes, yes.
Oh, very busy, huh? Very good. Interesting.
Thank you.
That's a first. Outside of greengrocers in Georgia, we've got a gentleman who sharpens knives for a living with his little tarpaulin sheet just over it. Is that a highly demanded skill here in Tbilisi? Knife sharpening? Who knows? It's quite a quirky house we've got up there, because we've got outside stairs that leads up to some sort of apartments in what seems quite a crumbling building. Now, Georgia is one of the oldest wine producing countries in the world. They've been making it here for over 8,000 years, and some of these buildings look just as old as that. A lot of the Georgian roads seem like absolute nightmares to try and navigate. We're trying to cross the road. Cars do not stop, even though they say there's people, even though there's a sign of pedestrians, they just don't stop. I'm trying to get down there, and you have to go under to come over. There's like 6 different roads overlapping all at once, and you've just sort of got to hope that you're going the right way. We're going to get the cable car over to the Mother of Georgia statue to go and check that out, and it's just hitting me how much of a tourist attraction it must be, because you've got all these coaches, one after another, all the way down where I imagine they would be all going as well. So we find ourselves away from the erratic driving now, and we're walking through quite a peaceful park here in Tbilisi called Reich Park. In front of us there we've got a bridge which I believe is the Bridge of Peace, which was built in 2010 to symbolise Georgia's move into modern times. What do you think? And there we have the cable cars going up and down the mountain, and in the distance all the way up there, if you can see, the Mother of Georgia. You got the Mother of Georgia up there. Now when we were in the neighbourhood earlier, Sololaki, you could visit the Mother of Georgia on hard mode. If you want to climb all the stairs, weaving in between all the neighbourhoods, you eventually get to the Mother of Georgia. But we've crossed the river to take the more scenic route, which is to get the cable car over. Seems that the scenic route is also the easy route. There's quite a big queue to get over there. Queue heads all the way down there, as far as the eye can see. I think this is the biggest touristy thing I've seen so far today. As we get ushered on to the funicular. Okay, now.
Сейчас повыше поднимемся. Посмотри, где. Чуть-чуть. Ой, бля, это и здесь. Боишься, да? А русские встают и походят в форточку даже, из форточки. А? Да. Его нельзя качать, но если покачать, может сдохнуть нахуй. Красиво? Бля. Боится. Красиво, да. Ты посмотри, на 100 градусов все видно.
There we are. Short and sweet rides on the cable car up to the top of the mountain. The scenic route here in Tbilisi. Look at that view we've got, man. Boy. There was the Bridge of Peace, just down there. Got all the houses, all the hotels of the old town. So about half an hour ago we were down there by that big air balloon. Those are the funiculars going up and down. And there's a couple of guys just over here selling pictures with eagles and different birds of prey. Don't think they're Georgian. Well, I don't know. I think all the local sellers have cracked the tourist route at the top of the cable cars. Got all the necklaces, fridge magnets, all the tourist tat is right up here. What is these? And there you have the Mother of Georgia, or the Cartless Deda, as it's known in Georgia. She's keeping a careful watch over the city. Now, I thought you would have been able to see it a little bit better than that after the whole slog up the cable car, and you can't really see it front on, but she's there, as you can see. She's been here since the 50s, and she keeps a watchful eye over the city. So as you can see, just from the side there, she's got a sword in the one hand and a cup of wine in the other, and it's supposed to symbolise Georgian hospitality, which I think pretty much says warm and friendly, but don't push your luck. You got the Mother of Georgia just behind me, and that's where most people are taking pictures with the city in the background. But I actually think the more impressive view is just opposite. Look how moody that looks down there. Get all the trees. Gives it a bit of a foresty edge. I can hear water down there. Might be a little waterfall somewhere knocking about. Big building at the top there. I think for me that's the more impressive part. I feel that my 2 pence on Tbilisi so far on today's ramble across the city is that I feel like it's quite slept on as a city and a destination. I'm not sure why, but you don't really hear people coming to Tbilisi in Georgia, and that was part of the allure for me to come here. And maybe it's the length of the flight. It was a 5-hour flight from London rather than like a 2-hour flight to some other European city. However, it does give very sort of raw, it's like raw Europe. It's not too overly gentrified. Is that the right word? Gentrified? I think it's the right word. We're going to go with it. It's not too overly gentrified, but it's got a European flavour. As I'm trying to open my book of vocabulary, saying it's got that flavour. There is a lot of fuck people in graffiti on the walls. The amount of times I've seen fuck something, so a lot of them aren't happy with something going on. But yeah, it's got quite a European flavour to it, and the weather's been great as well. I mean, it's been a little bit cloudy today, but it is October and it's warm enough just to walk around in pretty much a long sleeve t-shirt. So underrated, I think, so far is a good word to put it. And you've got some magical views at the top of the mountain here, which helps. And what I've noticed as well, there's always a tourist angle. So obviously you come here and there's the statue of the Mother of Georgia there. Obviously you can't get a good picture of it because it's literally overlooking the city. So what the clever sort of tourist touts / local vendors have been doing is they offer you a picture to stand at the back of it. You stand in front of that wall there, and there's a drone. The drone takes a picture of you or films you, then it zooms out and it whizzes around the whole statue and the whole surrounding area before coming back to you. So there's always a sell. Everywhere you go, there's always a sell. But you got to respect the hustle. We had a nice winding walk planned down the other side of the fortress where we stood here, but unfortunately it's closed for refurbishment, which means that we've got to wait in another queue, which could be another 20 minutes long, to go back down on the cable car to walk over the bridge just to get where we're currently on top of. So we're continuing our day now, and we are walking over the famous Bridge of Peace as we continue this ramble of the city on foot in one day. You've got the local sellers out in full force today. That's how you know you're walking in a bit of a tourist zone, because all the sellers are out. The main things I see them offering are pictures with birds of prey on your hand, roses, and those 360 pictures here on the Bridge of Peace. I think you can also do boat rides. A few people down at the bottom of the cable car, which wanted to sell some boat rides. But we don't really want to be doing that sort of stuff today. We're just doing it all on foot. We have some domes surrounding us here in Tbilisi. The domes are part of the famous sulfur baths here in the city, and it's pretty much the reason why the city exists in the first place. Tbilisi comes from the Georgian word for warm, and apparently at different times of the day you can see steam coming from the top of the domed rooftops there. Inside they're pretty much just thermal spas with natural sulfur water that's pumped from the underground springs, and apparently it's good for the muscles and the skin, and locals still use them to this day. Maybe I should check one out, see what they're like inside. Should we have a little look, shall we? Julo's, we've got Julo's thermal spa. That's a little peek inside. They're pretty busy, I think, at the moment. I think it's quite popular with tourists. Maybe should find one that's a little bit out of the city to get the full, authentic experience. I think this is another entrance to. Is that the same bath there? Should we have a little look? What we got in here? Wow. Is this a different one? Just the same? I'm not sure. Just wandered inside. Wow. Kamajuba. Is this one here? Again, they seem fairly popular, as you can see. Queues to get into them. It is about 6 PM, so the sun is slowly setting. I'm not sure whether that's a popular time that people like to go and enjoy the baths, but they do seem to be quite busy. Would have liked to have a little look around, but maybe in another little video. Should we see what's over here? Ow. So you've got all the different baths. Look, you got those Julos over there. I'm not sure which one that one was, but that's the royal baths. These are the royal baths of Tbilisi. Again, touristy sort of area, lots of tour guides being offered and things like that. And here below must be part of the natural water from where the sulfur is pumped from. Now, I'm no expert, but I would imagine down there has something to do with it. So there we have it. The sun's starting to set over the city of Tbilisi, and I think we'll end the vlog there. Is it the most underrated city in Europe? Quite possibly, given the fact that you never really hear of anyone coming here. And I wonder if in the years to come that will start to change. We shall see. If you've made it this far, I very much appreciate you for watching, and I shall catch you in the next video.